Welcome to the CAD Builder video tutorial series. In this video, we will explore user shapes. There are times during design drafting in which there will be a need to represent an item that cannot be found in any of the available catalogs. Things such as waterfall countertop edges, soffits, and so much more. Knowing this, CAD Builder has provided you with a tool that you may use to create what is needed. This tool is called a user shape. To locate this tool, navigate to and select the user shape icon found about 2/3 of the way down the toolbar, along the side of the left panel. This action will refresh the panel to the user shape tools. At the top of the panel is a drop-down menu, where you may choose between a floor user shape and a wall user shape. Both these user shape options will provide you with 6 shape options, all of which may be manipulated to your desired specifications. Floor user shapes may be placed into the plan view of the design. To place one of these shapes, left-click and hold, then drag and drop onto the plan view of the design. Wall user shapes must be placed in the elevation view, as these items require a wall face to adhere to. If you attempt to place a wall user shape into the plan view, even within a wall placement zone, a warning will appear informing you to drag and drop to the elevation view. So, first, open the elevation view of the desired wall by accessing the elevation icon above the design space and selecting the desired wall from the provided list. Then you may drag and drop the desired shape to the elevation view. Once a user shape has been placed, the Attributes panel for the user shape will appear on the right side of the screen, or you may access the Attributes panel for any previously placed user shape by selecting it from the plan or elevation view. In the Floor User Shape Attributes panel, you may alter the item's dimensions by deleting the existing value and typing in the preferred dimension, or by using the buttons to the right. Inner buttons will adjust in whole value increments, and the outer buttons will adjust in fractional value increments. The dimension fields available are width, which will reflect the left to right dimension, depth, which will reflect the top to bottom value as displayed on plan, and thickness, which may otherwise be understood as the height of the item. For the wall user shape, the first attributes available for alteration are width, also referring to the left-right dimension, height, and depth. Depth being how far into the room this item extends in relation to the wall. For both items, you may also adjust the glossiness level of the rendered texture on the item, with 100% being relational to high gloss and 0% being matte. You may alter this value by either manually editing the field or by using the buttons to the right. This time, the inner buttons will adjust in increments of 10%, and the outer buttons will adjust by singular percentage values. And you may select a new texture to be applied to the user shape by clicking the box with 3 horizontal dots to the right of the currently displayed texture sample name. This will launch the Textures dialog box. On the left, you will be provided the catalog of the available textures. Navigate the catalog tree by clicking the plus sign icon to the left of the appropriate selection to reveal any additional subfolders. Once a folder is selected that has samples available, the sample names and numbers will appear in the middle of the dialog box. Hovering over samples that are displayed in list form will provide you with a preview of the sample. Clicking on an option will provide you a larger preview to the right. If this is a sample you will use often, you may then click the Add to Favorites button above to add it to your favorites list. The Favorites list is available by clicking the Favorites tab above the center panel of the dialog box. Or you may also use the Search tab to search for a sample by keyword, by sample name, or by sample number. When you have selected the desired texture for this item, click the OK button to save and dismiss the dialog box. With the Position tools, you may adjust the item's wall left or right end placement by altering the fields as necessary, or move the item manually by left-clicking and holding the item and then moving it into the desired location. Please note, if a floor user shape is sitting freely away from the wall placement zones, these fields will not alter the left-right placement of the item, as there is no adjacent wall for these tools to reference. Also, for both items, you may move the item up or down in relation to the floor by clicking the Up-Down button and altering the up-down value, either by typing in the preferred height or by utilizing the slider now provided below. You may also rotate the item by clicking the Rotate button. This will provide you with a Rotate field in which you may type the preferred rotation or utilize the buttons to the right. Inner buttons will adjust rotation in 10-degree increments, the outer buttons by singular degree increments, or by using the slider now provided below. Note, the floor user shapes may only be rotated on a horizontal axis, and the wall user shapes may only be rotated on a vertical axis. So keep this in mind when creating your items. To alter the shape of a floor or wall user shape, access the Shape Editor by clicking the Shape button to launch the Shape Editor dialog box. Let's take a moment to look at the layout of this dialog box. On the left are the line and point tools that will become activated when a line or point are selected. At the bottom are two additional options, both toggled on by default. The first, Snap to Grid, when toggled on, will assist the user in drawing by snapping relocated lines or points to the grid lines. The second, Show Grid, when toggled on, will show the grid lines. When toggled off, will remove the grid lines. In the center at the top are all the shape and line drawing tools. We will address how to use these tools a little bit later. Add Image, which will allow you to bring in an image file stored to your device. Delete, Undo and Redo buttons. Zoom in, Zoom out, and Zoom to Fit tools. And the Add to Drawings tool, which will save this user shape drawing for use later in the Drawings module. To the right, you will be provided all the available adjustment fields necessary for making adjustments to lines and points, or, as currently displayed, the ability to control the grid space, which can be accessed at any time by clicking in the empty space away from your current shape. You are provided with the ability to alter the unit of measure to be utilized in drawing, and the precision level of which you are able to draw the user shape. Both of these options will provide drop-down menus from which you may make your selections. Below, you may alter the grid cell size, adjust the grid line style and color. The Snap to Line option will assist the user by attempting to snap relocated points to a previously drawn line, and you may also adjust the Snap to Line distance, which is the threshold distance that will activate the Snap to Line option. A quick tip for ease of use: make sure Snap to Line is toggled on and Snap to Grid is toggled off. This will then only attempt to snap a relocated line or point to an existing point in the grid space and provide the easiest way for the user to always create a closed shape. This is important to note because within the Shape Editor, you must create a closed shape in order to save the newly created shape with the OK button. In the grid space, let's look at what can be accomplished with the existing shape. To move a line or a point, left-click and hold, then drag it about the space and release the mouse to set it in a new location. Selecting a line will provide you the option on the right to adjust the line's thickness and style as displayed on the grid. Allow you to alter the line's rotation angle, adjust its start and end points with either the start or end X and Y values. X being the horizontal, measured from left to right, and Y being the vertical, measured top to bottom. When attempting to adjust the value to the left or to the top in order to extend beyond the original value, you will need to enter the value as a negative value. Note, the shape displayed is indicative of its placement on plan, so be mindful here of the direction in which alterations are created. Selecting a line will also activate a selection of tools on the left. Add point, bend, and offset. Selecting Add Point will add a point at the center of the selected line. This point may now be moved manually or by altering any of the dimension fields provided to the right. Bend will provide you with a point in which to drag to create a bend in the line. This bend may be created in a convex or concave shape to your preference. Selecting Offset will provide you with a single field to manipulate. This option may make it easier to adjust depth or width in the necessary direction. For instance, if I wanted to extend the left edge of this shape, I would select the left line, then select Offset and alter the offset size field to -12. Then tap the Enter key on the keyboard to see the effect. Once this field has been altered, you may click Confirm to save the alteration or Cancel to dismiss the change. Selecting a point will activate the remaining buttons on the left. Remove Point will remove the selected point, creating a straight line between the remaining points to either side. Notch will create a square-shaped notch where the corner point previously resided. You may alter the width and depth of this notch by utilizing the now available fields on the right. Round will round the corner and also provide you with two fields to the right, Size and Radius, for more precise adjustment. Bevel will create a bevel cut at the corner and provide you with a single dimension field to the right that will allow you to adjust the length of the created bevel. Note that with these options, when the shape is created, you will now have additional points in which you may use to alter the shape of the user shape. Now that we know how these tools function, let's clear the current drawing so we can look at the shape and line drawing tools. To delete a line, select the line, then click the delete icon above, or by tapping the delete key on the keyboard. To utilize the shape tools, click the desired shape to select, then bring the mouse onto the grid space, and click and hold, then drag the mouse into the desired size, and release to drop the shape. At this point, if you would like to continue adjusting with the mouse, click and hold, then drag any of the points along the shape. When you are satisfied with the drawing, click in the grid space away from the shape to secure. Once the shape is secured, you may edit the shape further as demonstrated earlier. Be mindful when drawing a circle shape, as it is comprised of 4 arcs. These arcs do have limitations. That being said, if this shape is drawn too narrowly, the circular or ellipse shape may be disrupted. To utilize the Line tool, select the line icon, move the mouse onto the grid, and click once to drop a point. Then drag the mouse to create the line. Click again to drop the end point of the line. you may continue to drag and drop additional attached lines. When you are finished with this tool, tap the Escape key on the keyboard to release and return to editing. Selecting and utilizing the Draw Line Arc tool will work in much the same way. However, when you drag out the line, an arc will be provided with a single point at the center that will assist in altering the radius of the arc. This radius can only be manipulated along a single axis. The Draw Line Quad tool will provide you with a single point extended from the center of the line. This point will allow you to alter the curvature on two axes and will assist in creating a more complex shape. The Draw Line Cube tool will provide you with the ability to create the most complex shape by plotting dual points extended from equidistant points along the line, both of which you will be able to move along two axes. Continue to make all of your preferred edits, and when you have finished with your edits, you may either click Cancel to dismiss the dialog box and cancel any shape changes, or click OK to save and apply your changes. Once saved, the user shape will appear on plan or in the elevation view, and may be manipulated as before with the Attributes box. Whether you are creating soffits, waterfall edges, complex backsplashes, and so much more, with CAB Builder's floor and wall user shapes, there is no limit to what your imagination can create. To view additional video tutorials, please visit www.cabbuildersoftware.com/training.